guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi K20 Pro, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the latest CorvusOS version 16.5 official build based on Android 11, and this is the 17th June 2021 build. As you're noticing, there are two separate versions of course, one includes the GApps and one does not, and here this ROM is based on MIUI vendor as of right now. And of course this build is by rates, and here let me actually go into the settings so that I can show you how it looks like. This is how the settings panel looks like. And if you scroll down, there is the about phone and stuff. And if you go into the Android version, this is how it looks like. We have the CorvusOS logo up top. And if you're looking at the Corvus version, it shows 16.5 Alpha-Centauri official build. The Android version here shows as Android 11, as you're noticing. By the way, here I am doing this video today because I have been using this ROM for past 3 to 4 days now, and my experience has been amazing so far. In the maintainer's name, you can see this is built by rates again, and we have the phone specification. It shows 5 GB over there for some reason, and the security patch is latest of June 5th, 2021. We have the SafetyNet status is enforcing, and the build date again is 17 June 2021 build. The stock kernel here is the Perf G kernel, as this is a MIUI vendor based ROM again. In the system panel, we still do not have any system updated, as you are noticing, and there are the gesture settings. And if you go into the gestures, we have the adaptive playback, then the power menu option, then we have the swipe direct screenshot. By the way, let me tell you, this is actually the long screenshot and stuff. As you can see, the long screenshot, edit, share and delete options are there. So yeah, all the options are there for the screenshots, and we have the prevent ringing option, then the lift to check phone, then the system navigation gestures. Here, if you go into the settings of it, we have the customization, and I like the fact that it has these kind of titles over here. Looks very cool. Here, as you're noticing, the title back sensitivity over here, left edge, right edge you can customize. Then we have the haptic feedback, then the gesture bar length, and the red zone customization is also there. Back gesture animation you can also enable or disable. And here we also have the quickly open camera if you want to enable that. Now in the front camera settings, we still do not have any camera calibration settings over here, but we do have the sound effects, and as you are noticing, plethora of sound effects over here like the xylophone, condor and magic, mecha, and we have the Star Wars sound effects. Also the Super Mario sound effect is there. Let me go back. We have the camera LED disabling option. The stock keyboard here is Gboard, as you are noticing, because I have flashed the GApps included build again. And by the way, if you do not know how to flash this ROM on this Redmi K20 Pro, check out the card right there, and you can see the full flashing guide if you are coming from MIUI, or if you are coming from any other custom ROM, just wipe cache Dalvik system data and just flash the MIUI vendor, then flash the ROM and the flip disabler. Also flash Magisk if you need it, and you can just reboot. Now let's talk about the stock launcher. We get this Raven launcher present by default, as you are noticing. And by the way, this is how the recents panel looks like. We have the screenshot, clear all, kill app button, and we have the share option as well. And again, we have the apps info, split screen, then the pin app option, freeform option and stuff like that. In the home screen settings or the stock launcher settings, we have the notification dots, then we have the add app icons to the home screen. Icon packs you can change from here if you have some icon packs, and we have the show search bar option, then the swipe to access Google app. Then we have the suggestion disabling option, then the notification gestures, double tap gesture. Also we have the swipe down to clear notification and stuff. And let me show you, there is the double tap to sleep anywhere in the home screen. That is working fine. And here from the always on display, if I tap the fingerprint scanner, as you can see, the fingerprint scanner speed is super fast. No issues whatsoever that I have had. As you are noticing, the fingerprint scanner just unlocks in a very fast manner. Let me show you a couple more times with the fingerprint scanner, with night light turned on, by the way. And as you are noticing, from the always on display, it did unlock. Now from the lock screen, as you are noticing, the fingerprint scanner is very fast and snappy. No issues whatsoever. Even though I have night light turned on, the fingerprint scanner works amazingly well. To the left of the home screen, we do have the Google's Discover page. Swiping down gets you to the notification or the quick settings panel, and swiping up of course gets you to the app drawer. And as you can see, the background is a little bit transparent over here, and the wallpaper I'm using is from the default wallpapers. Let me show you. And here, as you are noticing, you get plethora of CorvusOS wallpapers, and as you are noticing, the list just goes on. And yeah, amazing amount of customization for the wallpapers that you get over here. So these wallpapers you can use. Let me just apply this one. I'm liking this one. Okay. So yeah, the CorvusOS wallpapers are just amazing right now, like this dark one, and we have this dark red one. So yeah, amazing amount of options for the stock wallpapers that you get with the CorvusOS right now. And the widgets in the home screen are working totally fine, and the whole UI with the stock launcher is very smooth, no issues whatsoever. Again, we still have the double tap to sleep anywhere in the home screen. Now, only thing that I do not like about this CorvusOS is the stock camera. I did not even open it. This is the old kind of Google camera, very old kind of Google camera, very basic. and you might actually not like it. So that's the reason why I have flashed Magisk over here, and with that I have installed ANX camera version 125R. And if you do not know how to flash ANX camera on this device, check out the card right there. And as you are noticing, the front camera and stuff, everything is working fine, so no issues with that. And if you go into the video settings, we still have the 4K 60 fps video and stuff like that. All those things are working fine, including the wide angle lens, then the telephoto lens, everything is working fine with the ANX camera. But yes, I have flashed the ANX camera separately over here. Now talking about the quick settings panel, this is how it looks like. Well, I was playing a podcast over here, that's why it's showing up over here. And if you go into the edit section, you have plethora of options again for the quick setting panel, and you can add any toggle from here. Yes, I have already added a couple of toggles. Let me show you. We have the flashlight, airplane mode, auto rotate, night light, battery kind of settings. Then we have the dark theme, and here we have the Android 11 screen recorder. With that, you can record the device audio and the microphone audio at the same time. And yes, I have tested this screen recorder. It is working super fine. And hotspot is there, do not disturb is there. Let me go to the right. We have the data saver heads up disabling option. Then we also have this reboot toggle, so you can directly reboot to recovery from this toggle. You can tap and hold on it. When it says recovery, it will directly reboot to recovery. And the sound toggle is also there, so if you tap and hold on it, you get the volume panel. By the way, this is how the volume panel looks over here. Looks very beautiful. And the de-dimming option is also there, and that is enabled right now. And FPS info you can enable, and as you're noticing on the top left, the FPS info appears. And we also have the volume panel over here, so if you tap on it, you get the volume panel again. And the themes option is there, so if you want to enable the pitch black option, if you want to do that, you can definitely do that from here directly. In the settings panel, let me show you. I was a little bit confused at first because I could not see the CorvusOS customization settings, but in the settings panel it is available in the top section like here. So yeah, I did not notice it at first. I thought this is some kind of like suggestion that usually appears. But yeah, this is where you get all the customizations of the CorvusOS. I'll show you that in the later part of this video. So first, let me show you the battery settings. This is how the battery settings looks like, and you can tap here to see the full battery usage. And yeah, the battery life, in my opinion, is very good. It's not bad at all. You can see the screenshots from here. I got pretty much 5 to 6 hours of screen on time without any issues. So the battery life should be decent. And here we have the thermal profiles and the gaming mode. So you can set per app's thermal profile to benchmark, browser, camera, dialer, gaming, YouTube, etc. So yeah, you can have set all those profiles. Battery saver is there, battery manager is there. Then we have the smart charging mode. Then we also have the full charge lasts about how long, that will just like predict the time. And we have the screen on time over here. Now I like the fact that it also shows the design battery capacity, the current battery capacity, and the charging cycles. Then the battery temperature also shows up over here. So these are just amazing amount of information that you get on this particular ROM. And the battery temperature and stuff, very helpful over here. And I would say if you're worried about fast charging, yes, fast charging is working fine. I have tested it with the 33-watt charger. That is working flawlessly. Now in the display settings, this is how it looks like. We get all of these animations, and we have the dark theme. Then we have the auto rotate screen, double tap to wake, enable blurs. If you scroll down, we have the night light option. Again, you can schedule it and you can change the intensity of the night light. Then adaptive or auto brightness is there. And we have these many grid option over here in the styles and wallpapers. And in the clock section, you get plethora of lock screen clocks that you can choose from. You get this 1+ analog, then 1+ numbers, 1+ Roman. And we also have the Spidey, then the Corvus kind of clock, then the Samsung Bolt, etc. So all of these lock screen clocks that you get. Now we have the colors are set to boosted, and we have the DPI changing option. And in the lock screen settings, we have the always show time and info, lift to check phone wake screen for notification and stuff. But let me tell you, from this ROM, the like force fingerprint option is simply missing. So if you're coming from iOS or something, you will definitely miss that feature over here. Like the always unlock with the fingerprint scanner is just missing from this CorvusOS. And we have the anti-flicker or the de-dimming mode over here. Now let me jump into the sound settings. This is how it looks like. The stop animation again looks very beautiful. And we have the media, call, ring, etc. volume customization. Then we have the volume steps, vibrate for calls. Then we have the media, etc. phone ringtone. And we have the touch vibration and stuff. Dial pad tone, screen locking sound charging vibration is there. In the Mi sound enhancer, we have the Mi audio jack. So from here you can customize the like sounds over here, and you can choose from this youth edition, the standard edition, etc. The sound quality via the headphone jack and Bluetooth as well has been super cool. No issues whatsoever that I have faced with the sound quality here. And the hi-fi audio option is also there. If you have a really great pair of headphones, you can enable that. Clear speaker option is also there. Jumping into the security option, we have the fingerprint scanner option, of course. So let me set up the face unlock right now. Let's just point the phone towards my face. So right now let's actually test the face unlock, how it works. So let's just double tap over here. So whenever I double tap, it automatically opens the front camera. Let me show you one more time. So I double tap on the always on display, it opens the front camera, and as you can see, it unlocks. So very fast and reliable face unlocking speed over here, as you're noticing. So yeah, no issues whatsoever with the face unlock, and it is working super fine. Next up, let's talk about the app lock. Well, in other ROMs, I have seen the app lock is not very convenient as of now. Mostly, if you tap on their notification, like these apps notifications are hidden, as you're noticing. And of course, you can lock any particular app from here just by tapping on this unlocked icon. If you tap on it, as you can see, that app gets included in the locked app options. So yeah, and I have seen that like whenever I receive a notification, if I tap on that notification, some apps used to open on other ROMs. So like directly, it does not show you the app unlocking interface like the fingerprint scanner entering option. It simply does not show that. It directly heads me to the app itself. So that problem has been fixed over here, and the app lock over here on this ROM is working perfectly fine. Whenever I'm tapping on the notification over here right now, it shows me the app is locked and it actually asks me to enter my fingerprint. So yeah, the app lock is working perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. And authenticate only once option is there. You can search for any particular app and you can lock pretty much any particular app over here. Let me actually show you. This is how the app lock interface looks like. We have the fingerprint entering option, then the use pin option. So if you tap the fingerprint scanner, as you can see, it directly gets you to that particular app. So that's it for all the settings. So right now let me jump into the Corvus settings, and this is how it looks like, by the way. And this Raven disk is kind of a little bit like it's showing the changelog and the download support, etc. stuff. And sometimes I have seen it sends you some weird notifications. So yeah, this thing is there, but that's fine. And we have the themes option. Here we have the accent color picker, and you can pick any kind of accent color over here. And you have the icon shapes. Then you can change between these many icon shapes, plethora of icon shapes that you get. We have the status bar quick setting icons, and these are the options that you get over here. And then we have the quick setting header style. So you can change between these many header styles, and the switch style is also there. We have the material design 2, 1+, telegram, etc. options. Then we have the system theme. From here you can change it to pitch black, light, etc. By the way, I have the dark theme disabled right now. That's why it's showing this white screen, of course. And we have the status bar height model. You can change it to whatever you want. If you want a little bit of gapping from the top, you can actually change that. And we have the rounded corners. I have been using it with the medium. That's why you are seeing these rounded corners over here on this window. So yeah, let me go back. That's pretty much it for the themes. In the Raven's layer, we have the notification option first. We have the ambient options, and from here you can enable the show on new notification. This is for the edge lighting, as you're noticing the title. Let me go back. We have the battery charging light. Then we have the heads up disabling option. Then we have the center notification, and the reticker option is also there. Let me go back. We have the gestures. Here we have all the things like the brightness control and stuff. So if you slide a finger on the status bar, as you are noticing, that is actually increasing and decreasing the brightness of the screen. So this is a very handy feature for me at least. And we have the double tap to sleep on the status bar, then the double tap to sleep on the lock screen. Screen off power button toggle torch is there. Then we have the automatically turn off torch option. Let me go back. We have the MISC settings. Here we have the launch music app on headset connect. Then the gaming mode is there in the status bar items. We have the headset, Bluetooth, etc. icons and the VoLTE icons and stuff. All of those options are there. Settings dashboard icon, you can actually change that. We have the full screen apps. You can force particular apps to full screen. In-call vibration options are there, so you can customize that however you want to. Then the radio info and stuff is there. From the animations, you can change the whole system UI animation, as you're noticing. You also have this screen of animation. You can change it to simple fade, CRT scale, or color fade. Let me go back. We have the animation style and the animation duration and the interpolator and stuff. And we have the show clipboard access alerts if you want to have that. Let me go back in the lock screen settings. Here we have the lock screen items. Then we have the lock screen notification background, then the charging info, media artwork is there, then the charging animation is also there. You can change that. This is for the little animation which appears on the lock screen. This is the bigger animation of the charging. Over here, you can enable that if you want to. And the media artwork blur level, you can customize that from here. Let me go back to the fingerprint preference, and from here we have the fingerprint icons. These are the fingerprint icons that you get. If you have used Evolution X, you should be pretty familiar with this panel. Let me go back. We have the fingerprint animation option. You can enable that. And here we have these many fingerprint scanner animation. And yes, all of these animations are working fine. I have been using it with the Cyberpunk 2077 animation, of course. Let me go back. We have the disable night light option, and we have the fingerprint authentication, vibration and stuff like that. But again, no always unlock with the fingerprint scanner. Let me go back to the status bar. We have the battery options here. We have the battery bar enabling option and customizing option. Battery style you can customize. You can actually enable the big dotted circle if you want to. As you're noticing, the big circle is also there, so you can change that from here. And we have the battery percentage showing up option. You can have it enabled inside the icon, and we have the battery percentage when charging as well. Let me go back. We have the clock option, and from here you can of course customize the status bar clock. You can actually increase the size of it. As you're noticing, it is pretty big right now, so you can also decrease it just like this. You can enable AM, PM, date, seconds, everything from here. And we have the icon manager. Here we have the icon customizations pretty much. So VoLTE icon you can enable from here. Then you can change the VoLTE icon style to this OxygenOS VoLTE icon or the ASUS style VoLTE icon and stuff like that. So a lot of VoLTE icons are there. Also there is the VO Wi-Fi icon enabling option, and also we have the VO Wi-Fi icon style changing option, so you can have it on the OxygenOS style again. Then the Motorola, ASUS, MUI, etc. VO Wi-Fi icons. Data disabled icon is also there. Roaming indicator is also there. Let me go back. We have the quick setting customization. Android S style quick setting tint is there. Brightness slider, you can actually customize it. As you can see, bottom brightness slider, if you want to enable that, you can actually do that, as you're noticing. And we have the tiles and column number customization for the quick setting panel, vibrate on toggle touch, and we have the show quick setting footer text, etc. Then we have the traffic indicators. You can enable that if you want to, but I have been using a separate app for that. In the hardware settings, we have the buttons option. Here we have the wake device, music control and stuff like that. Then inside navigation, we have this IME controls. In the power menu, we have the advanced restart. And by the way, this is how the power menu looks like. And we have the Google Smart Home controls from here. And if you tap on restart, as you're noticing, you can directly reboot to the recovery or fast boot from this screen. So that's pretty much it for the customizations. Now let's talk about the performance a bit. Well, here, in terms of the performance, yes, I have played Battlegrounds India or the PUBG pretty much over here, and you can see the gameplay from the screen. Yes, I have played it on the HDR and extreme settings, so you can definitely guess how the performance will be over here. And this screen recording I did on the device itself, of course. So yeah, that was working fine. The device was getting hot while gaming for a really long time, but I would say yes, the gaming performance has been great. I would say it definitely dropped below 50 sometimes. But yes, I was playing on HDR settings, not like the lowest settings possible. So that's how it is. If I played on the base settings, I would say the FPS would have been a lot better in my opinion, 55 plus pretty much. But yeah, with HDR settings, even if it drops below 45 with the HDR and extreme settings, that is totally fine in my opinion. And again, if you're wondering about the performance stuff, here are the benchmarks, the end-to-end Geekbench score of this particular build. Talking about DRM info, yes, my DRM info shows as L3. That is because I have broken it permanently. But if your device has L1 already, it should be L1 and it should be intact over here. You should not be worrying about your L1 certification. And if you are worried about the banking apps, yes, SafetyNet passes right out of the box, but also with Magisk, the SafetyNet is working fine. So no issues with the banking apps over here. They are totally working fine here. This is how the stock InCall UI looks like, and it does not have a call recording option, but that's fine, I guess. And the VoLTE calling and stuff should be working totally fine. No issues with that. So now let's just open a couple of apps and let me show you if it keeps all the apps in memory. First, let's open Chrome. Yes, as you're noticing, it is in memory. Now Play Store is in memory. Now once you're closing a particular app or once you're just going home, just notice how smooth the animations are. In my personal opinion, the animations over here are very smooth and it is actually noticeable for me. And Twitter, as you can see, I think it was removed, but right now it is in memory. YouTube, and yeah, it is in memory. Facebook still in memory. Instagram is still in memory. So the RAM management over here is not bad at all, and the RAM management should be definitely good enough over here. So in terms of daily driving performance, you should not be having any issues on the latest CorvusOS on the Redmi K20 Pro. So that's what I think about the CorvusOS version 16.5 on the Redmi K20 Pro. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think, and I think this is a really amazing ROM for the device itself. And if you have used AirOS, yes, you will miss the features like the always unlock with the fingerprint scanner and stuff. But here, of course, you get a lot more customization than AirOS, and AirOS simply does not have this amount of customization. But again, if you have some mandatory features that you use on a daily basis, like the always unlock with the fingerprint scanner and stuff, then you definitely have to miss those features over here on the CorvusOS as of right now. So yeah, do share this video out with your friends if you want them to know about the latest CorvusOS on the Redmi K20 Pro and how it's working. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. This is Tito from KDN Tech signing off for today, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.